The message came in while I was standing in line at the bank. Fluorescent lights buzzing overhead like a bad thought I couldn't shake. Hey, Mom. One small thing about the seating. Hope that's okay. Small things are never small. They're just wrapped that way so you don't see the blade. I stared at my phone as the teller called my number. Didn't move. Read it again, slower. He said I could come to the wedding. He said that part carefully, like a favor. Then he asked, politely, gently, if I'd mind sitting at a separate table. Not with family, not near the front. Somewhere out of the way, so his stepfather could have the spotlight. The word spotlight burned, because I remembered every dark room I stood in alone so my son could have light. I typed nothing back, just felt my pulse settle into something cold and organized. Later that night, I booked a trip. Ocean view. Non-refundable. I used the money. I'd been saving for a gift he'd never notice. The confirmation email felt heavier than relief. It felt like a decision locking into place. 3 days later, my phone rang. His number. I didn't answer. That's when the silence started talking to me. I raised him alone. That's not a complaint. It's a fact. Like gravity. Like scars. His father disappeared before his first birthday. His stepfather arrived years later, smiling too wide, always correcting my son in front of me, slowly, methodically, teaching him who mattered. I told myself love didn't keep score. I told myself boys drift. I told myself a lot of things that made swallowing easier. But weddings are mirrors. They show you where you stand. I replayed moments I'd dismissed for years. The way my son stopped calling me first. The way decisions were already made when I was informed. The way we never included me anymore. That table wasn't about seating. It was about erasing context. I didn't cry. I started noticing. I checked the guest list online. Public site. Easy mistake. His stepfather's family was front and center, labeled parents of the groom. I wasn't listed at all. Just absent. I looked at old photos. Birthday parties where I was behind the camera. Graduation day where his stepfather's hand was on his shoulder. Mine cropped out. This wasn't sudden. It was curated. That night, another message came in. Mom, did you see my text? I hope you're not upset. Upset is loud. This wasn't that. I finally replied. I won't be there. No explanation. No argument. Just absence. Something he was already comfortable with. Minutes passed. Then typing bubbles. Then nothing. That's when I understood. The wedding wasn't the betrayal. It was the proof. I set my phone down and stared at the travel confirmation again. Same date. Same time as the ceremony. For the first time in years, something was happening that didn't require my permission to disappear. And that's when I decided to find out exactly when I stopped being his mother and who signed the paperwork in my place. I didn't confront anyone. I never do things that leave fingerprints. I started with documents, old ones. The kind people assume are buried because no one wants to dig that deep. School records, medical forms, emergency contacts. Slowly, a pattern emerged. My name fading, his replacing it. Not legally, not yet, but socially, strategically. Then I found the will. Not mine, his stepfather's. A draft, saved sloppily on a shared family cloud. He never logged out. Men like him assume permanence. My son was listed as beneficiary. Heirs. Language reserved for blood. That word stopped me. Blood. I ordered the test quietly. One of those mail-in kits disguised as vitamins. I didn't need permission. I had enough of his hair from an old brush he left behind years ago. Waiting felt surgical. No panic. No prayers. Just observation. When the results came, I didn't open them right away. I made coffee. Cleaned the counter. Sat down. Probability of maternity, 99.99%. That wasn't the shock. The second page was probability of paternity, inconclusive. Genetic markers inconsistent with assumed lineage. In simple terms, his stepfather wasn't just taking my place. He was replacing a ghost. I finally called my son. He answered on the second ring, voice already defensive. I asked one question. Calm, measured. Do you know who your biological father is? Silence stretched, heavy, telling. Then he said, "Why are you asking this now?" That was my answer. I emailed him the report. No commentary, no accusation, just facts. He showed up at my door that night. His face looked smaller, younger, like something had cracked, open and let the truth rush in too fast. "I didn't know," he said, voice breaking. "He told me. He said—" "I know what he said," I replied. I stayed seated, didn't invite him in, didn't stand to meet him. He cried, loud, messy, the way people do, when the story they rehearse their whole life collapses. I felt nothing, because while he was learning who lied to him, I was realizing who let it happen. The wedding happened without me. So did the fallout. His stepfather's name disappeared quietly from everything that mattered. Assets frozen. Lawyers involved. The spotlight burned him instead. My son tried to call me from the reception. I was on a balcony overlooking the ocean. Phone face down, glass of wine untouched. I didn't answer. Some roles expire without ceremony. Mother, guest, background character. I wasn't replaced. I was released. And for the first time, I chose not to go back for what never belonged to me again.